I'm going to Facebook Live, and then I'm going to try to share it to your page as well. And it'll just take me a minute. I want to hear this story, but I want people to hear it.
Oh,
I think that's a good way to
what about
start. What'd you say?
about the wife?
Yeah, how you met. I want to hear that first. That sounds real.
Boy, it's a real love story.
Oh, you guys are into something really cool here. Oh my gosh.
What can we do?
Good old Paul Bond is here.
Yes,
He's not related to James Bond, so set your asses
I
down.
wish. I wish.
You know,
I was.
I'm not into this new metrosexual Paul Bond. I want like a hunkamania Bond.
Oh, well, that explains the American flag and the hat and how you
Yeah.
doing there, Chickie?
You guys, welcome to Comic Spot. Today, you know, this whole Comic Spot was started so I could vet out veterans of comedy. I mean, I'll interview anybody, an open micer, somebody that's thinking about doing comedy. But
I'm
today,
proof of that.
he's
She'll
yeah.
interview anybody.
Paul Bond is so humble. Oh my gosh. My goal in comedy life is to do comedy at Madison Square Garden, you guys. Yeah, you heard it. And looky here, you got a guy that's done Madison Square Garden. He's done the MSG, and I'm not talking about at a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, but I got to give credit where credit was due. It was opening for Jim Brewer. So
Yes.
I worked for it. I worked at MSG, but it was Jim Brewer got me there. So I got my buddy to thank for that. I mean, it was
Yes.
great. It was a crazy tour because we toured and we did a show at Metallica. We did the Dennis Leary roast on Comedy Central, and then on Jim's special, Hardcore, we played the Hokey Pokey AC/DC style where I play guitar. Put your right foot in, ooh, and he rocked it. He's amazing. He's an animal. I call it. He is just fearless. But
Yeah.
he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. He was a great mentor. So.
So when he's teaching you things while you're touring with him, does that help you rescue animals or be a better husband too?
None of that helps.
We
No,
gotta
actually,
talk about all things, Paul.
yeah,
We have to
I
talk.
rescue animals with my wife. So
Yeah,
rescued
talk to
this.
me about meeting your wife.
Oh, I met her in a band. She was singing in a band, and my friend was auditioning for her band. So I went with her as a support system. And my wife was performing in the band, but she was facing the other way in like a window, like a bay window type of thing in a bar.
Okay.
All I could see was her butt going back and forth. Nice hard gate baths. And I was like, boy, if the front looks anything like the back, this is going to be amazing. And yeah, it did. And she was beautiful, way out of my league. And somehow, because of my charms and wit, and I had hair back then, I kind of looked like Sting. Now I'm a little swollen. I look like Stung. And and we wound up going out and 35 years married. So
What's the secret?
uh it used to be that I was touring a lot and I wouldn't be home. But now with the pandemic, every marriage is under a test. Every marriage, can you get a friggin' job already? Yeah.
Right
So
now, marriages are like living with ISIS.
oh yeah, it's like a small terrorist cell, and we don't know who's going to attack. It's either going to be me or her. Uh, but that's why we got our animals to help us out too, because they're a good sedative. You know, the animals keep us peaceful. They bring you love, and they
Talk
bring
to
you.
me about Paul Bond when you're not funny. You have animals you rescue and animals at home.
Well, yeah, we have we do animal rescue work here on Long Island, not Long Island like everyone thinks we say. It's Long Island, not a hard G. And we yeah, it's a very small mom and pop type of thing that we do, and it's not a major thing, but it's enough to keep us busy. And we're always looking for food donations and money donations because you know it's funny. People go, "That's such a great business to be in." It's not a business. it's draining my bank account. Okay, I
Yes.
do it for the love of the animals and to keep them happy, spayed, neutered, off the street, feed them, house them. And every day I go around, I beat my horn. I'm like the coffee truck. They all come running, and there's the guy, the man with the food. That's me, and I go and feed these colonies, and it's nonstop. It's like the mafia. Once you're in, you can't get out because
Yes.
they expect to see you.
Yes. I have a friend in Menifee, California that does the same thing. And she takes them to get them spayed and neutered. And she
Yep,
has doctors doing that for her.
absolutely. We were doing that all last week, and we just got. In fact, if you go to my Facebook page after this, folks, we have a fresh one that needs a foster home. Now, foster homes are the homes in between being adopted, and what they do is they adjust the pet to being more domestic. This cat is domestic. We have a feeling it was a little abused, but this cat is no way a feral cat. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
far from a feral. It's a black cat. He's beautiful. And by the way, black cats get a bad rap. Black cats matter. You understand what I'm saying? And he's a beautiful boy, and and he's neutered, and he's ready to go, and we need one real soon. So yeah, I'll plug. His name is Ebony. So
Oh. So I started a nonprofit for cats.
oh,
It's a joke. I just want to warn you. I started a nonprofit for cats that are feral cats. It's called, they should be all called Will. I'm working on the joke.
Do you see what she did there, folks? He's a genius.
Oh,
No,
I
but
love
it
cats.
is fulfilling. It is fulfilling, so that's that. But
Yeah.
onto the comedy.
How do people donate to your cat?
Oh, okay. Well,
Thingamajiggy.
actually, I'll put after the show. I will put
Oh
up
no, we're freezing.
I know we're freezing again. I can see I froze, but now you're back. That's the Zoom. Those Japanese will get you every time. Is it Japanese or Chinese? Anyway,
I don't know.
I'll put up a thing where they can donate after the show. I'm not prepared well because I actually just came back from a wake, which is weird. But a friend of mine his wife passed away, and I always thought, why do they call it a wake when they're nothing but sleeping? So it's just weird. It's like, why at the scene of the crime did they go? Bob was pronounced dead at the scene of the crime. No, Bob is still pronounced Bob. You don't change his name because he passed away. So yeah, well, I love wordplay. Like George Carlin was my hero, so
I love wordplay.
I love it.
Have you ever met George Carlin?
Oh yeah. Well, I do a salute to George Carlin in my act. It's called "How Did the 7 Dirty Words Become Dirty?" And it's something I wrote, and it's an homage to George. So I do the impression, I do his body language, and I don't know what kind of language you can use on your show. So that's why I'm trying to be safe.
It's all yours. Go ahead. Anything you want to do.
Because screw means exactly what fuck means. It could have been as dirty as fuck, but screw got fucked by fuck. Because if screw was fuck and fuck was screw, your dad could be telling you today, hey, go to that tool chest and give me the Phillips head fuck driver stat. So it's like, it goes on from there. But it took like a year and a half to write, and I tried to write it with his sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like his rhythm, his cadence. And there's one part that I felt like he channeled to me, which is weird because the rhythm of it is so good. I'm going to do the part now. He goes, I go. It's hard when you take the bit in separate pieces and then you do it. With screwed, you can only be screwed up. No, with fucked, you can only be fucked up. With screwed, you can be screwed up, screwed down, screwed out, screwed up. With fucked, you can only be fucked up. No, fucked down, fucked in, fucked out. You can't be fucked with, which is what? Fucked up. So it's that whole diggity, diggity, diggity. He was such an animal with words. He was so quick. The one opening he did of a show where he goes, a modern man, but he do all these opposites, and it went on for like 5 minutes. I'm like, how the fuck did he remember all of that?
You are so good. That's the best George Carlin I've ever heard.
Well, thank you. Probably the only one, but
including him.
Thank you. Yeah. So my show is very I'm old school. I'm a Vegas type act actually, because I do stand up, physical stand up, a lot of impressions. I like James Gandolfini. You know, you're gonna be so fucking money. So I do impressions, I do stand up, and I play guitar at the end. I used to work the Riviera before they blew that thing up. Uh, they blew up the Riv and turned it a parking lot. You know, so yeah, it's horrible. Uh, but I love Vegas. I love working out in Vegas. And like I said, I'll turn you on to Dennis Blair out there. He's another guitar. He's actually my guitar hero, one of two who
Wow.
I actually idolized before I started doing guitar parodies, because he taught me the science of get in, get out. Once the song has the punchline, don't repeat the punchline by doing another verse and getting to the chorus, because it's not funny again for the second time. So he was very quick with his punchlines, and I watched him on Comic Strip Live as a little boy. No, and I learned my rhythm from Dennis Blair and Gary Dolina. So those are the two favorites. We had a tour, a very short-lived tour called the Rock and Roll Comedy Tour. So if you want to book the Rock and Roll Comedy Tour, you come for that. But I have a new show, and that's what I'm here to talk about.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Now you're about to lose half your audience right here.
I don't care. Do what you do.
Um, Here's why I did this. Okay, I'm going to give you the science behind why. Because while everyone's down and not working since March as comedians, even the boat acts, I say boat acts, the ship acts, the cruise ship acts, everybody's going to be fighting for the same job when everything starts to get booking again. I don't want to be a part of that mess. So what I did was I reinvented myself, and I came up with a tour called the Paul Bond Comedy Rally, all in. And it's me at a poker table pushing in all my chips. And why is it all in? Because it's pro America, pro Trump, pro troop, pro vet, pro military, pro cop, pro 2A, pro 1A, and pro laughter. And why not throw in some prophylactics and provolone? You know what I'm saying? But it's for like minded people who are politically correct, who could take a joke, who could you could listen to my George Carlin bit that I made up and not be offended by words. Okay. And quite frankly, I find that the right, although I'm a moderate, I find that the right is more apt to be open to a more of adult humor than the left, because they seem to find things offensive. Everything's offensive. You know, if you make a gay joke, you better be gay. I don't believe that. Okay. If you can make a bald joke and I'm not going to be upset. Okay. It doesn't matter to me. Jokes are jokes, and that's what people got to start remembering. Because once we started taking ourselves too seriously, that's when life gets too fucking fucked up. All right, so my show is like a party. I have a band, a two-piece band that opens up, or a singer. We sing the national anthem. I do it in Knights of Columbus's American Legion halls, veteran halls, and small venues, and we're going to build this show. We're going to build the show into a theater type show, and then it'll be bigger and even better. So I'm very happy with this idea I came up with. And now I have all my fans, after 30 years of doing stand up, booking me in Nashville, Florida, upstate New York, Virginia, North Carolina, hopefully Las Vegas, if somebody's watching this. All it takes is a small venue. You don't have to do a comedy club, nothing like that. And we keep the ticket price at a nice price, and everybody can come and have a good time. We all need to laugh, for God's sake. We've been all too serious and locked up way too long.
Yes, yes. Everybody's all locked up and horny. That's the problem.
Ah, I like the way you think. All right.
I'm here in Sin City, and when I got here, they shut down all the sin.
I know, exactly. There's no sin. There's no sin in Sin City.
Yeah, and the only people that should have known about it was the Hispanics, because sin means without, and we've been doing without.
Oh, is that right? In French, it would be Sun City then. Sun.
Yeah.
Without. But
You're
yeah.
so incredibly funny. Why did you start doing comedy, and when was the first time you said a joke in your life?
Well, it's weird that you asked that, because I started actually at my job. I used to work in a photo lab back when there was film, and every year we would have a Christmas party. And for some reason, I felt the compulsion to get up and roast the crew. So I would get a music stand, put my notes up there, and that brings us to John. Now, da 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 da. And it was no pressure to get a laugh, but it was getting huge laughs. And then I decided, you know what? You've always wanted to do it. Put your balls on and get on a real stage. And I started doing open mics at a guy named Richie Minervini had a club on Long Island, the first comedy club in the country called Eastside Comedy. Seinfeld, Bob Nelson, Eddie Murphy, everybody started. Ray Romano started there, and everybody started at the Eastside Comedy Club. And I got my feet wet there, and I haven't stopped since. So I love doing stand up, and it's a passion. I just love writing about stuff. Every day there's something. If you're not watching, you're just not doing your job. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because, like I said, my show's observational as much as it is topical, as much as it is political, as much as it is. But I try not to stay on anything too long because I find that's kind of boring too for the audience.
Yeah.
I'm very hyper. As you can tell, I'm very hyper. I don't even need a Red Bull or a coffee. So my show is very patriotic, first of all. And hopefully next summer when I start booking the shows, we do tailgate parties and meet and greets. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Barbecues. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So the Paul Bond Comedy Rally. Look for it. Go to my page and private message me, and I'll tell you how it's done. It's very simple.
I want to know about your patriotism. So, were you in the military?
I was not. And you know why I am very patriotic is because I had family that has been. I also have had friends who have been, who have been police officers. So I do, anytime I can, I do a benefit show for the veterans,
Yes.
military, for even service dogs, because I'm an animal activist, the service dogs, and for police officers, anybody that puts their life on the line. I have great admiration for. My patriotism comes from within. It doesn't have to be that I was in the military. It's just that I appreciate every soul that's been over there and done everything they can for us over here. So
thank you for serving up jokes to the military and the police, and even dogs like your jokes, huh?
yes, they do. The dog whistles they blow. My audience shows up. I'm like, hey, so 2 chihuahuas are humping a leg, and I just walk. They love it.
So they train the service animals to let their owners know when to laugh.
Yeah, no, no. It's just that sometimes they need money to train the service dogs. So that's what it's. You knew that. You just break.
I got you going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you did. I was going down a rabbit hole, and you fucking fed me. Look at you, you son of a. I love you already.
Talk to me about some of the crazy things you've encountered. What was Madison Square Garden like? That's my ultimate.
It's crazy because when you think about it, you're standing there going, Led Zeppelin played here. It's just a very I don't know, out of body experience, that, and also playing in front of Metallica. When you got to imagine, okay, Jim Brewer is friends with James and Lars. They go on vacations together. That's how close they are. So when I was on the tour with Jim, we were at oh my God, it's the Fillmore in San Francisco, and the place is packed. In the upper tier is Metallica. 4 guys are sitting up there, and Jim goes, "Yeah, the band's here." I go, "What band?" He goes, "Metallica." I'm like, "I gotta play metal guitar in front of James Hetfield and Kirk? Are you kidding me?" So I went out. Of course, I did my show, and then I go back on stage and I play background music to Jim's show. If guys watch a show called Art Hardcore, it's one of the first times a comedian got on stage and used a band to play soundtrack. It's like a movie soundtrack to the actual stand-up. It's amazing. So I was, so I was very excited to know that I could be on tour with Brewer and work with Metallica and to do a special. And we shot a couple of pilots that never made the air, but it was fun. Let me tell you that. He gave me life's lessons out there.
What's the best thing that you've done and the worst thing, and why?
The best thing I've done achievement-wise is actually, when you have your name in lights on Las Vegas Strip is always cool. I like that. I had that happen. And any comic will tell you the worst gig is a sports bar when you first and it's playoff season and they won't shut the TVs and they don't shut the TVs off. I was like, for God's sake, I'm fighting against the world here. Somebody give me a break. So, so that's what it is. Those are the extremes. Doing the Borgata Atlantic City and then a pool hall. When you first start out, it's like horrendous.
Yeah.
But when you first start out, you play everywhere because you want to just know that your shit works wherever. That's how you know. If you could make a bunch of bikers laugh at a pool hall, you're okay. You could get.
Did you see
So
my Facebook Live video I did today?
no.
I went to the Boulevard Mall and there's a boxing ring in there with two guys that no customers. So I said, "Can I get in the ring and tell jokes?" And they go, "Sure." And they got me some boxing gloves and I got in the ring and told jokes.
Wow, you told real punchlines.
To two guys who were people of color, so I brought out my urban jokes. I don't mean Keith Urban either.
No, I know what you mean. Good for you.
Fun.
I like
I'll
a woman.
do comedy anywhere. You too? You still do comedy anywhere?
Please, you pay, I play. That's the way it works. Anytime I get it, I could just get it out of me. I'm fine. Especially now, I'm like a rat in a box, ready to go. Yeah, I'm like a bull with his testicles being pulled, ready to go out for that ride.
I'm like a cat on a screen door.
Yeah. So I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing it regardless of this pandemic. Like people ask me, "How you doing?" I go, "Same pandemic, different day." And so the guy I do want to kill is the guy that said last New Year's, "This is going to be my year." That's the guy I want to kill. 2020 is like perfect eyesight.
2020. Oh my gosh. Who would ever? Nobody ever had.
Sorry, I'm coughing. I saw a touch of the COVID. So.
Do you have COVID?
COVID, I
said. You don't have COVID.
No, I didn't have it. Although I think I had it back in November and December before it had a name. Like before dyslexia had a name, it was just stupid. I had COVID before it was trendy. That's what I had.
Yeah. Back when dyslexia was just retarded.
Yeah, it's just like, he's special. All the words, every book is a pop-up book. All the words pop out all over the pages. He's a delight. So.
What's one of the best things that makes you cry that you went through? Like when you were making a veteran laugh and they came up to you after and told a story?
I'm going to tell you that it happened at it was a hospital for the vets, and every once in a while I get a call to do a show at the veterans hospitals, and they actually ask you to roll the veterans in on their wheelchairs and blah blah blah. A lot of them don't even know that it's a happy sad kind of thing because a lot of the vets don't even know they're at a show, but they're just being moved around, and like the front row will be sleeping, which is usually my show, but I'm just saying. But it's touching because sometimes what they'll do is they'll all sign a T-shirt for you, and they sign it over to you as thank you for coming down and giving us brightening up our afternoon. And it really does. It touches my heart because you see the hurt and you see the pain that they've been through just in their eyes. It's like a window to their soul. And when you're telling jokes and you see the cheeks go up and they start laughing, even if they can't laugh, but they can acknowledge the joke, nothing more fulfilling, nothing. So that's why I'm a very pro-troop type of person. And even though I've never been in the service, I totally have admiration for the guys and gals that have been over there. So
did you know I'm an Army veteran?
No, I did not know that. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your service.
1973 Germany.
Wow, look at you. Very nice.
Oh, I got jokes. I got jokes.
And I'm German, by the way. So
yeah. Where else have you traveled in your life?
I haven't been to Germany. I've been actually I haven't been out of the States to be honest with you. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii like 6 or 7 times, which is it's still the States, but it's still a stretch. You
Yes.
know, I got to travel from New York to LA and then go to Hawaii. So it's like 11 hours. So for me, it feels like I went to Europe as
Will
far as
you
I'm concerned.
tell me about, say all that about the United States and Hawaii? Say it in the George Carlin voice.
Well, you know what happens? First, you get all the states that are together because they're all comfy cozy. They draw lines around them, they separate each other, but they're still together. They're United States. And then for some reason, there's some asshole on the outside that wants to be a part of it. How are you united if you're in the friggin' ocean? I don't understand this. We go, hey, how are you? And that's it. And we just give them a little hello and we walk the fuck away.
That's how it got its name. How are you?
How are you?
That was
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you know what's weird is I try to write with sensibilities too because he makes you think. You didn't have to agree with everything George said, but he always brought you to the funny. So that's what I loved about George. He was a thinking man's comedian.
Yes. And
Sometimes just a rally. He would get a rally going, which is like, "Ah, rah, 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 rah." And his opening line was always great. How come the women that are against abortion, those are the ones you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place? Beautiful, beautiful, off and running. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to push up to that grade. So come see me. I'm working hard.
So you're going to be doing a tour this year when things open up more.
Yeah.
And it's called, the name of your tour again is
The Paul Bond Comedy Rally, all in. It's me at a poker table pushing all my chips in. And like I said, it's pro America, pro veteran, pro military, and it doesn't have to be at a comedy club. So if you want to private message me after the show, I'd be more than happy to tell you how to get my show there. 50 to 75 people, not a lot of people, but like-minded people who are not right wingers, but people who have a sense of humor. Okay, I find the left doesn't have a sense of humor, and a lot of comedians on the left side, and they piss me off because you don't think like I do, so you suck. I don't think that way because if you're on the left, I don't think you suck. I just think everyone should be able to talk to each other. We don't talk; we just yell at each other now, and that's what we're missing.
I want to hear that in George Carlin's voice.
Yeah. Well, it's Gallagher actually said it. What's the opposite of Congress? Progress? Congress.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that great?
Yes. Oh
The opposite of progress is Congress. That's
Paul
a beautiful.
Bond, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Every comedian has a joke in their arsenal that the joke never really works, but they refuse to get rid of it because it's really for them. What's your joke?
And I'm going to tell you why I do this joke, because it's punishing to the crowd, but it's funny to me. Okay. Okay. Let me see if it's been a while since I've done it. So hold on. I'm going to pull it out of my hat here. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Do you have TGIFs out there, which is
Yes.
Thank God It's Friday? Okay.
I think
So here's the joke. And it was actually written by myself, Joey Cola, and Richie Mittavini, other two great comics. And we were at a dinner table. All right. So the joke goes like this. I went to Fridays on Saturday for a Sunday. They couldn't seat me till Monday. So I said, fuck you. I'm going to Ruby Tuesdays on Wednesday. That was a week joke, almost a full week. If you think about all the shitty dates I had to go through to get there, it's just awful, but it's so stupid that I never take it out. Never.
I love it.
I used to be Asian, but then I got disoriented. Shit like that. You know why there's no Asian Renaissance fairs? Too many chinks in the armor. I just can't stop. It's just ridiculous. But don't come to my show to be offended. Come to laugh. That's all there is.
Yeah.
That's all we got. It's really all we got right now. It's like survival.
Yes. You're up in Long Island, so you probably are hooked up with Manny Arias and
Yes.
and John LaRocchia.
Yes, John LaRocchia.
And then the guy that's the cook.
Pat Marone.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, those boys. I go on Wednesdays to the writing class with Manning.
Okay. Yeah, he teaches the military comedy. Yes.
We sit there and gossip about
I did
other
a show with
Long
him
Island.
last weekend.
What?
I did a show with him last weekend.
Oh, Manny?
Yes, because there was a pizza parlor that had a Trump flag in the back of their building, and some Karen broke his ball so much, called the cops, and actually got his liquor license removed. Somehow she did that. So we did a comedy show in support of the guy's pizza place, and the place was filled. It was amazing. A lot of Trumpers, and then what happened was some anti-Trumpers drove by in their car on the road because it was outdoors, the thing, and they're like, Trump sucks, Trump sucks. So we all went, fuck you. And then a big pickup truck, white pickup truck with flags, Trump flags everywhere, just went bam, bam, and they kept driving. And so I'm on the microphone. I go, see, that's how you flush a turd down the toilet. You just put a Trump truck right behind it. And all of a sudden it's America again. And everybody just went, so it's very patriotic. I love it.
Manny's planning on coming down to Reno or something for some big thing. Are you going to be coming with him for whatever he's doing?
Well, he didn't ask me.
Well, you need to hit him up.
Tell him to ask me. I'll go.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait till you got to bring.
Are you gonna be there with him?
I said if you come, I'd love to be able to entertain the troops.
Yes.
So we'll see. You know, I'm sure he has people with more experience than I, but I'm a woman. So maybe.
It doesn't mean you couldn't go up first, get a focus, throw a few jokes out there, and bring the crowd and bring the comics up. That's another angle. You know what I'm saying? Like just be the conduit, and then you can take all the pressure of being a joke teller out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming. Let's cheer for the, like be a cheerleader, and then be the comedy conduit. So that would be cool.
Thank you. Well, Paul, I have 5 more minutes for you to say, plug anything, say anything, whatever you want to do.
Let's start with hair plugs. We'll start with those.
No butt plugs.
No butt plugs. No. First, here we go. Vote for Donald Trump. That's number one. Definitely come out and support my show because I'm taking the chance doing what I'm doing. Let's be honest. There's only like maybe 5 or 6 conservative comics out there, like Nick DiPaolo, Dennis Miller, Jimmy Dore kind of goes back and forth. He's a left winger, but he's honest about the left, if you know what I mean. Yes. He calls them on their shit. So, but my show is not totally political. That's why I also want to make sure everyone knows it has a opening political. I sent you the video, Libs. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes.
But I'm singing at the White House with Donald Trump next to me. Actually, it's, it's really moving. I mean, he's moving, and it's not like I'm just standing there, but I'm at the podium saying, L is for the losers that you are. So it's very Vegas-y and but there's only like maybe 5 or 6 conservative comics out there because Hollywood is not a conservative town. It's just not. And I figured when I turn 60, I have to put my balls on and find my audience. I want to perform to the people that I enjoy being with. Yes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just makes a big difference when you could do a Pelosi joke or a Hillary joke, and some of the audience and they go, "You're an asshole. I'm offended." Yeah. I'm tired of people being offended. It's now time to laugh again. Okay. Yes. Make America laugh again, for God's sake.
Amen. Make them laugh again.
And if you want to donate to my rescue, go to my Facebook page. Hold on. You can help support. You can also support. My wife is just reminding me because I'm an idiot. You can also help support my comedy by going to my website, Paul Bond Comedy, paulbondcomedy.com, and purchasing CDs. I know they're almost extinct, but we know what CDs are still. A lot of people still have CD players. So if you like comedy, purchase a CD. It also supports my animal rescue. So the CD money, helps me feed the kitties and puppies. So that's really it. I just want to laugh again. I want to go out there and perform and be happy.
Yes.
Go to my YouTube page is full of stuff. Even the Rock and Roll Comedy Tour is on there as well. with Dennis Blair and Gary Delina. But most of all, look out for the Paul Bond Comedy Rally coming to your neighborhood, and let's have some fun at the liberals' expense. And I thank you for getting in contact with me out of the blue. I appreciate that. I don't know
I know
how
you're like, where do you know me from? I'm like, I don't know. I think Helene Witt. Doesn't she
Helene,
come to?
she's great. Helene, she's very cool because she does appreciate what I do, and I can see when she watches me that she really pays attention. Like she's a student of comedy, and so I appreciate that, Helene Witt, very much because we've only met each other a couple times, but I do remember her very much. So that's
Yes.
nice.
Well, I want you to please do something in the George Carlin before you go.
Okay.
I'm never going to get enough. You're really good at it.
You know what I also hear about Paul Bond? He does a kick-ass comedy course. If you want to do a virtual comedy course, contact him through his Facebook page, through private message, and he'll teach you how to write. He'll teach you how to be funny. It's all about persona. It's all about the craziness. It's all about making people fucking laugh again. Okay? So contact Paul at Paul Bond TV. Paul Bond TV, like he has a show. And be patriotic, you motherfuckers. That's it.
You know what? A lot of people say when I'm talking to comedians and they're sad about the pandemic, they'll say, I wonder what, this
Oh, you're
crazy.
slowing down. Hold on. Do it again. Go back because the Zoom stopped. When I talk to comedians, go ahead. And you say what?
When I talk to comedians, they're very sad about how tough life is right now.
Yeah.
And they all wish that they could hear what George Carlin would say
Yeah.
right now.
Yes. Yes. There are certain comics that have passed away where you go, God, I wonder what he would have thought. Because I was talking to somebody, they go, well, George, he was more of a liberal. I said, yeah, but he hated politics and he hated politicians. So I don't know that he would be so anti-Trump either. Carlin was a shit stirrer. And so is Trump. So they may have had that kind of connection on that kind of crazy level where he goes, you know what? You don't know what the fucking guy's going to do, but he's going to do it right. And people, this whole Charlottesville thing, I just wish they would shut the fuck up about, oh, he said there were good people on both sides. And if you continue the sentence, there's more to it. He said, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and the KKK. I'm talking about the regular people that wanted to keep the statues there as much as the ones that didn't want to keep the statues there. Those good people, motherfuckers. So I'm very passionate, my friend.
Whatever you do, you're passionate about it, and your wife is very lucky to have you because I'm sure you're passionate about her.
oh boy, if she could only hear you, she'd be laughing hard. Okay.
Thank you so much, Paul Bond.
Thank you. That was very sweet of you to contact me.
Please come back and promote anytime you want. Once a month, 5 or 10 minutes, hit me up.
Okay.
Yes.
I might take you up on that when I start touring again.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Give a big hug to Las Vegas, and hopefully I'll be out there.
I'll go out there and do some street walking today.
Yeah. Got to make some money.
Bye.